The core misunderstanding that leads countless men into heartbreak is the belief that romantic success is a simple equation of input and output. They are taught from a young age that if they input goodness, loyalty, kindness, dependability, and sacrificial love, they will output a woman's lasting devotion. This perspective frames the relationship as a transaction, where a man's virtue is the currency with which he purchases security and affection. He believes that by being the steady rock, the unwavering supporter, and the safe harbor, he is building an unassailable fortress around her heart. The tragic flaw in this logic is that it mistakes the foundation for the entire house. While stability is essential, it is not the only thing a soul craves. Foundation is necessary to build upon, but no one falls in love with the concrete slab. They fall in love with the life and beauty created within the structure it supports. This transactional mindset leads men to confuse a woman's gratitude for traction. A good man will be appreciated, certainly. He will be valued for his reliability and respected for his character. But appreciation is not passion. Gratitude is not desire. These quieter, more logical emotions can coexist with a profound lack of romantic excitement. The man who operates on this goodness contract is often left bewildered and betrayed when his partner leaves, asking the desperate question, "I gave her everything. Why wasn't I enough?" The unspoken answer is that he gave her everything except the one thing that governs her romantic choices, a compelling emotional experience. Women, like all people, are complex beings, but in the realm of attraction, they are primarily driven by emotion and feeling, not by a rational audit of a man's qualities. This isn't a conscious choice or a character defect. It is a fundamental aspect of their romantic wiring. They don't choose a partner based on a spreadsheet that tallies his job, his manners, or his loyalty, though those things matter in a long term. Context. The initial and sustaining force is far more primal. It is about who makes them feel. Does he spark curiosity? Does he trigger a sense of adventure? Does his presence create a palpable tension of excitement and desire? The man who quietly checks all the right boxes on paper is often defeated by the man who, even with flaws, knows how to make her heart race. This is because feelings, not facts, are the ultimate deciding factor in matters of the heart. Man truly internalizes this truth, that his value in her eyes is determined not by his resume of goodness, but by his ability to evoke emotion. He is liberated from a futile strategy and can begin to understand the real game being played. The good man archetype, in his quest to be the perfect partner, inadvertently constructs a gilded cage. His strategy is one of appeasement and overprovision. He believes that by eliminating all friction, conflict, and uncertainty, he is creating an ideal environment for love to flourish. He's always available, always affirming, and relentlessly predictable. He mistakes leadership for servitude, believing that a good leader says yes to every request and avoids any action that might cause temporary upset, never argues, never establishes firm boundaries, and prioritizes her immediate comfort over the long-term health of the relationship's dynamic. In his mind, he is building a fortress of security, but from her perspective, he is slowly building a prison of routine. This environment, while safe, becomes emotionally sterile. The absence of conflict is not peace, it is inertia. An absence of challenge is not comfort, it is boredom.
Humans are neurologically wired to seek novelty and stimulation. A predictable stimulus, no matter how positive, eventually fades into
the background of our awareness, a phenomenon known as hedonic adaptation. The constant, unwavering kindness of the good man becomes like the steady hum of a refrigerator, ever present, useful, but entirely unnoticed until it suddenly stops. His predictability eliminates all mystery, and without mystery, there is no curiosity. Without curiosity, there is no pursuit. And without pursuit, attraction withers and dies to a woman's emotional core. This relentless safety feels like a slow death. It is the feeling of a story that has already been told, a movie with no plot twists, a song that never changes its rhythm. It It is the existential dread of a life fully mapped out, with no room for spontaneity, adventure, or the thrilling uncertainty of the unknown. This is why the departure from the good man often seems so irrational to an outside observer. She isn't consciously choosing chaos over peace. She's instinctively reaching for aliveness over stagnation. The chaotic, exciting man represents a return to feeling. Even if those feelings are anxiety, frustration, or longing, they are something. In the emotional vacuum of predictable goodness, even negative emotions can feel more vibrant than the numbingly positive ones. This explains the perplexing. It's a phenomenon of women leaving stable, kind, and loyal men for partners who offer little. But drama and passion? The logical man sees a woman trading a palace for a roller coaster in a thunderstorm and can only interpret it as insanity. But the emotional reality is different. The palace, for all its comfort, has become a museum, beautiful, but dead. The roller coaster, for all its danger, is thrillingly, terrifyingly alive. Her choice is not a calculated decision to secure a better future. It is a primal impulse to feel something, anything in the present moment. She is not choosing pain over comfort. She is choosing intensity over emptiness. It's a good man provided a perfectly still pond, but she craved the ocean with its terrifying waves and exhilarating storms. Because only there does she feel truly. It's completely awake. The exciting man prevails not by following a rulebook of niceties, but by mastering the intangible art of emotional evocation. His appeal is not a checklist of attributes, but a compelling energy that makes a woman feel more alive in his presence. He understands that attraction is an emotional response, not a logical conclusion, and he cultivates the specific qualities that trigger it. The good man offers a spreadsheet of his virtues. The exciting man offers an immersive and predictable story that she is desperate to be a part of. Central to his allure is his ability to create and maintain polarity, dynamic tension between opposing forces. He is not one-dimensional. He can be both stable and unpredictable, kind and challenging, compassionate and unshakable. This contrast is electrifying. He provides the grounding safety of a mountain, but the thrilling unpredictability of the weather. Upon it, he is the calm in the crisis and the spark in the calm. This balance ensures he is never boring, yet never wholly unreliable. He leads with conviction, not by committee. He understands that real leadership is not about pandering to every emotion or avoiding conflict to keep the peace. It is about standing firm in his own frame, setting clear boundaries, and making decisions with confidence, even when they are met with resistance. A woman may test these boundaries, but paradoxically, his refusal to bend to her every whim proves his strength, earning her deep respect and a more secure attraction than any agreement ever could. Furthermore, he operates from a core of self-validated value. He does not hand out praise and affirmation like a participation trophy. He makes it something to be earned. This transforms the dynamic entirely. The good man gives validation freely, hoping it will be reciprocated with loyalty, which often leads to his kindness being taken for granted. The exciting man, by being more selective with his attention and approval, creates an environment where his validation is a reward, making it infinitely more valuable. He is the prize to be won. This approach taps into a fundamental psychological truth. People value what they have to invest in and fight for far more than what is given to them effortlessly. He doesn't demand respect by listing his sacrifices. He commands it naturally through the unwavering strength of his character and the captivating mystery of his own purpose-driven life. When a woman chooses to leave a relationship with a good man, she is often confronted with a profound internal conflict. Her logical mind knows she is walking away from stability, kindness, and a partner who genuinely cared for her. Emotions are pulling her irresistibly toward something else, a spark, an excitement, a feeling she cannot rationalize. This dissonance between what she knows she should want and what she actually feels is deeply uncomfortable. To resolve this tension and protect her self-concept from the accusation of being shallow or irrational, she must rewrite the narrative of the relationship. She cannot frame her departure as a choice of fleeting emotion over solid virtue, so she must reframe his virtue itself as the flaw. This is where the common yet bewildering justifications emerge. The man's unwavering loyalty becomes recast as smothering or a lack of independence. His predictable nature and efforts to provide a peaceful life are labeled as boring and unexciting. Avoidance of conflict and desire to make her happy is twisted into a weakness, a sign that he lacks masculine energy or that she had to wear the pants in the relationship. She might claim she didn't feel a connection, a phrase that reveals the core truth. A mountain of effort cannot manufacture a spark of attraction.
Ow.
In her new story, she is not leaving a good man.
Ow, she is escaping.
A stifling, unfulfilling situation.
Yes.
This reframing is a necessary psychological defense mechanism. It allows her to see herself as moving toward a necessary self-actualization rather than simply away from a good man for what appears to be a worse one. This revisionist history is also for public consumption. It is far more socially acceptable to tell friends and family, "He was too nice, we just grew apart," than to say, "He treated me wonderfully, but I'm leaving because he doesn't make my heart race like this other man does." The former paints her as someone on a quest for a better fit. The latter risks painting her as capricious or ungrateful. She may even convince herself that she is doing him a favor by leaving, freeing him to find someone who will appreciate his niceness, all the while avoiding the uncomfortable truth that his fundamental mistake was not being nice, but being only nice. This process highlights the brutal, unspoken rule that effort does not equal attraction. The good man operates on the premise that his sacrifices, working long hours, being always available, prioritizing her needs or deposits in an emotional bank account that will yield loyalty in return. But from her perspective, these sacrifices, without the accompanying emotional charge, can begin to feel like pressure. They can become a form of unspoken debt, a list of unreciprocated IOUs that foster resentment rather than passion. She feels obligated to feel a certain way because of all he's done, and that obligation is the antithesis of genuine desire. The exciting man, by contrast, often demands she invests in him. Because she has to work for his attention and validation, she unconsciously values him more. His perceived higher value creates a pull, an obsession that the good man's selfless giving could never generate. Her departure, therefore, is not a denial of his effort, but a confession that effort alone is powerless to command the heart. The ultimate goal is not to simply swap one flawed archetype for another, to reject being the good man, and instead adopt the persona of a chaotic, exciting man. Such a transformation is unsustainable and inauthentic. The true path, the one that leads to becoming an unforgettable partner, is one of synthesis. It is about integrating the best qualities of both the strength, reliability, and integrity of the good man with the edge, mystery, and emotional spark of the exciting man. This fusion creates a third, more potent archetype, the integrated man who is both respected and desired. Both a safe harbor and an enthralling voyage. This journey begins not with changing how you interact with women, but with a fundamental shift in how you build your own life. You must stop orienting your entire existence around the goal of securing a partner's approval and loyalty. Instead, you must become the central figure in your own narrative. Da-da-da-da-da. This means building a world so compelling through your mission, your purpose, your passions, and your unshakable frame that a woman is not a prize to be won, but a participant to be invited. Your value is no longer something you desperately try to prove to her. It is something you inherently embody, and her desire becomes a natural response to that. You are not auditioning for a role in her story. She is being offered a role in yours. Central to this new identity is the cultivation of balanced polarity. You learn to hold two opposing energies in tension. You are the rock of stability she can always rely on, yet you are also the source of playful unpredictability that keeps her engaged. You are both the calm in the crisis and the spark in the calm. This means you don't reveal every card at once. You maintain a sense of mystery about your inner world and your future plans. You understand that validation is most powerful when it is earned, not given freely. So you are generous, but not desperate, with your attention and praise. Your presence communicates that while you are fully capable of deep love and commitment, your world is complete with or without her. This leads to the most liberating realization of all. Her desire is never yours to own or control. It is only yours to inspire and maintain. Relinquish the transactional mindset that says, I did X, so I am owed Y amount of loyalty. You understand that attraction is a fleeting emotion that must be continually sparked, not a debt that is permanently paid. This understanding frees you from resentment and neediness. You stop demanding loyalty as a reward for good behavior and start commanding it as a natural consequence of your unwavering character and captivating presence. Finally, you must embrace a fundamental attitude of non-neediness. This means accepting, with genuine peace, that her leaving is always an option for both of you. The man who is terrified of loss is a man who will make himself weak to prevent it, and that weakness is palpable and unattractive. Conversely, the man who knows his core value is immutable and independent of any single relationship carries himself with a quiet, unshakable confidence. This is not indifference. It is profound inner security. Ironically, the man who is most prepared to walk away if his standards are not met is the man a woman will least want to lose. She can sense his self-respect and is compelled to match it. In the end, a woman doesn't stay because of everything you give her. She stays because of the man you are. And when you are a man of strength, purpose, and captivating energy, you transcend these categories altogether. You become irreplaceable.